You go, boy.
I don't care about the top 10, the top 5 or who the best is. Money straight, my fam straight, I'm George straight, that's Texas. Angel wings on a Lambo, praise the Lord, that's a blessing. Bentley truck like Lex Luger, yeah nigga, I'm flexing. I'm Richard Sherman, I back it up. Angel mama, I stack it up. Hey Poppy, yo Gotti, swear to God, I rack it up. Still Jersey, that's all day.
You go, boy.
Can I get some bombs? Can I get some Yahtzees, some Dom DeMarco, some Ric Flairs?
Yahtzee.
Oh man. Hey world, I'm U-Goboy. It's your boy, as always. Before I get to our illustrious guests, we got some heavy hitters in the building tonight. A heavy hitter, Solo Dolo. We'll get to her in a minute. But before we begin, as always, what's up? It's me. It's your boy, U-Goboy.
You go, boy.
Episode 15. Getting up there in the teens of the U-Goboy Podcast, live from Bravery Studios.
You go, boy.
We got Marv Perdomo on the boards as always. Oh my goodness. Before we get to our guest, let's pay the bills. U-Goboy merch available in the link below. So grab yourself some official U-Goboy merch as always. Hats, t-shirts, hoodies. Jeff Bezos, thank you for the hoodie. Amazon, Prime member, Yahtzee, all that good stuff. And also some numbers, some housekeeping. We just passed 600,000 views on the YouTube channel. Ric Flair, woos, give them to me. And we're closing in rapidly on 300,000 views on TikTok. Yes. Woo. That's almost a million across 2 major social media platforms. So as always, round of applause for the fans holding it boy down, old subscribers across all platforms. Yeah, man. So without further ado, we're gonna get to our guest. Ivy Roman is a multi-talented entertainer taking over the wrestling and comedy world. If that wasn't enough, she's an actress, podcast host, model, content creative, master of universe. Ivy's passion is bringing mental health awareness from patients' journey of healing. On episode 15 of the U-Goboy Podcast, live from Bravery Studios, we got Ivy Roman in the building!
I love that we have the title right in front of me.
The belts.
Like, it's lining
yes.
up. I'm so mad I didn't bring my belt. I'm so sorry.
I didn't know.
It's a disservice to you.
Yes,
I'm sorry. We're just going to have to do this again.
For sure. We'll run it back. We're going to have more belts but next time you get here, because when we hit 1 million across the social media platforms, I am buying another belt to add to the collection. So, and we're rapidly approaching. We're going to hit it probably in the next 2 or 3 months. We're going to hit 1 million across YouTube and TikTok. So when we do,
I want to be like y'all when I grow up.
Hard work. No days off, as always. So, Ivy, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming
I paid
on.
the toll for you.
Yes, you did. She
That's
came
a
from
lot.
New York.
That's how you know you really
That's how you know. That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, that's how you know.
You love to see it.
On
you love
site.
to see it. Oh man, Holland Tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel. That's how you show love. Okay. GW
Yeah.
or GW.
Yeah.
You know, we've got options here on the tri-state metropolitan area. But thank you for coming. Live from Bravery Studios as always. Again, we got Marv on the boards. So where did it all begin, Ivy? All these hats.
All these hats. Well, it all began when I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching WCW.
Nice.
So wrestling is my first love, y'all.
Dom DeMarco for WCW, World Championship Wrestling.
Diamond Dallas Page.
That was your guy?
That was my guy.
Jersey guy.
Yeah, I know he's a Jersey guy. I met him too, so definitely.
Jealous. So jealous.
You'll be all right. He's dope. I just kept watching and, as a kid, doing flips on the bed and breaking a couple of beds on the way too. And just, wrestling happened for me on a dare.
Really?
Yeah, it was a dare. My friend Jesse, he thought that I could do it. I was like, what? I can't do it. What do you mean?
Right.
So he was like, I got a proposition for you. I'm going to pay for your training for the first month. Test it out for 30 days and let's talk. day one, they were like, "You've done this before?" I was like, "Yeah, been hitting the mats good in my house."
The mattresses.
Yup, just straight. Boop.
Squared circle of her bedroom. Nice.
I used to dance to Britney Spears and use the corner of my bed just to like launch myself off, like if I was on the road.
That's what I love about wrestling growing up when they were just like, do not try this at home. That
I was
like,
trying it. It was encouraging.
There was a lot of trying at home.
It was a whole lot of trying.
For sure.
A crap load. And then just with time, I just kept at it.
Mm-hmm.
I took a couple of breaks and went back to college, got my degree.
Nice. Where'd you go to college?
I went to University of Phoenix.
Nice.
So
nice.
I decided my last year that it was going to be my race to get back into the ring.
Nice.
So literally, after John Cena proposed to Nikki Bella, she got somebody else's ring, but she wore the same dress. And
That's a savage. That's a savage. This is brought to you by Savage.
It's brought to you by a woman that was not spending any more money on a dress.
Nice.
But I just kept going. And I got into the ring literally the next day.
Nice.
I was at FTW in Brooklyn, like, I want to sign up. And I just kept going, and then from there, started getting booked, started getting looked at, and, you know, with promos, The Rock and Stone Cold has always been my favorite for promos.
Oh, nice.
So I did a lot of studying with them, and then I started realizing that, I am actually funny as a comedian. Mm-hmm. So I decided to work with the Laugh Factory during the pandemic. I wasn't wrestling, so I was like, yo, let's be productive, y'all. Let's do something new.
Of course, why not?
And I killed it. Been writing my own jokes since 2020. I've been performing since 2021 so far. And I have a show this Sunday.
Nice.
In Brooklyn.
Atlantic. Nice. Don't worry, we'll get the information on I do the post editing after Marv does the in-house editing, so I'll have the information on there for
It's okay. I will send that to you.
Thank you. Brooklyn. She will be performing.
Listen, it's an all women's event.
Nice.
So, you know, it was just International Women's Day yesterday.
Yes, it was. Shout out to the ladies.
Shout out to the ladies for hustling and working hard. And for the women still trying to figure out, you got this, take it easy.
Facts, big facts.
And then I just, little by little, acting has always been something that I've always done since I was a kid. I did a lot of off-Broadway when I was a teenager. Nice. I worked with City at Peace, and we produced 2 shows, but then they were like, you old, we can't use you no more. I got kicked out, y'all. They kicked me out.
That's a savage.
They kicked me out because of my age. I'm like, yo, this is how you know Hollywood is petty and horrible, okay?
They do it to the Mickey Mouse kids, too. You reach a...
Ask Amanda, please. But I just kept going with my passion and just kept studying, keep working, and I'm still doing it to this day. Still auditioning. You know, I work with an amazing acting coach from NYU, and really just putting my talent out there. Modeling is something that is brand new to me. That world is savage. It's more savage than wrestling or comedy. They literally will put an X on your face if you're not it. I've witnessed it. Yeah, it's like if the Kardashians is getting rid of another man. That's kind of how it goes.
That's
like,
savage.
No. Savage. So I winded up just building my portfolio, paying for my own photo shoot. I tried to do plus-size modeling before plus-size modeling was a thing. Mm-hmm. But now, I'm not considered a plus-size anymore because I'm a size 6. I'm like an average person.
Yeah, Lizzo kind of changed the game.
Lizzo completely.
She changed the game.
I mean, I appreciate it, but like I've been in between my whole life. You know, I just want that one slot for American Eagle.
Work with what you got, sister. That's what you got to do.
I mean, for now, we just advertise. We just trying to collaborate and just make it happen.
We'd love to see it. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We got Ivy Roman in the building. Episode 15 of the U-Goboy Podcast. Live from Bravery Studios, as always, in lovely Garfield, New Jersey. So let's take it hat by hat. You know, you did a good job of running through everything. So let's start with pro wrestling, because you are the second pro wrestler to come on here. Shout out my man Dave Sturchill, Chop City, Chop Sports Media. He was actually the first guest on the inaugural episode last year.
Oh, that's dope.
So I always love meeting wrestlers because I've been a wrestling nut my whole life. I've met pretty much all my heroes, and they were all super cool. Like, I met Sting at Comic-Con. I met Bret Hart. I met Ric Flair. I've met pretty much everybody that I've wanted to meet. And, you know, but it's funny. It's embarrassing. I haven't been to a live wrestling event yet. I haven't been to Raw or SmackDown or a pay-per-view yet. But I need to do that.
All right, we need to figure out when they're coming back to Jersey or New York. We need to make this happen.
We will make it happen.
I mean, sometimes I get lucky with like VIP suites for wrestling, for like WWE events.
Nice.
So if I get something, you're definitely the first person I'm calling.
You guys heard it. Proof of burden. There we go.
No, it's proof. Listen, I'm a woman of my word, y'all.
There we go.
If I say it is happening.
Give me a Ric Flair woo for that. Appreciate that. So with pro wrestling. So you mentioned that you were a WCW fanatic. Who are some other than Diamond Dallas Page, Jersey guy, which is amazing. Actually, let's dive into that. When you first met Page, who's awesome. DDP was one of my faves, you know, and when I found out he was a Jersey guy, I was like, okay, I gotta root for him on top of that. The Diamond Cutter, all that good stuff. When you first met him, what was that like? And describe your relationship with DDP.
Oh, I can definitely tell you. That's actually a funny story. So I actually met him by accident at Comic-Con.
Nice.
I was
in the New York Comic-Con?
In the New York Comic-Con at the Javits Center. His wife at the time was in the line for the ladies' room, and my husband had just came out of the bathroom. He's like, yo, Diamond Dallas Page is in there. I'm like, please tell me you didn't look at this man's.
High five.
Like, please. And, you know, as I was cosplaying, so I was in a one-piece, kind of what I'm in right now, like a full romper set. Mm-hmm. And I was actually in my gear for my show. Like,
nice.
I had a show the next day. I was in my gear. I was like, I'm going to show off. So she goes, well, if you want to meet Dallas, he's right there in booth 136. And I was just like, what, do you work in the booth? Like a jerk. And she said, yeah, I'm his wife. I said, oh!
Bum, bum, ba-da, ba.
I was upset. I was like, oh, you are a fool? You messed up today? I was hurt. And then I told her that I was a professional wrestler as well. I was doing the indies, and I actually had a clip of me wrestling.
Nice.
And I had it ready just in case.
Oh, of course.
I had it ready.
Gotta stay ready.
So I showed it to her. She goes, wow, that's amazing. She's like, after you're done with this whole ordeal, which is the ladies' room at Comic-Con, come see us at the booth. We have our dogs with us. We would love to, you know, talk to you a little bit more. I was like, I found an in.
There you go.
And I'm trying so hard not to freak out like a fan.
Yeah, keep it together.
I was like, professional.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Get it together.
There you go.
So I go. She introduces me to Dallas. He is off the bat giving me like nutrition and fitness advice.
That's his thing. Yoga and nutrition's like he's really about that.
He's really about that life. I kid you not. I am healthier because of him. I swear.
There you go. You love to see it.
Mm-hmm. He's the best. So I showed him the video of me performing, and he said, "You look so comfortable in there. You look so natural in there. How long you been doing it?" And at that time, it was not that like long since I just came back.
Right.
So, you know, I kind of just gave him the quick spiel. He goes, nah. He's like, that's natural talent. You can't teach that stuff.
Nice.
And then he pulls Lita.
Lita? Oh my goodness. Can I get a Dom DeMarco for that? Lita, Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yeah. He pulls Lita because they're in the same booth together.
Nice.
He's like, yo, check this girl out. And he takes my phone and like, yo, look at this. And she goes, wow, same thing. You're a natural. She was like, I love how you got out the ring this way. And she's coaching me on the spot.
On the spot. Oh,
on the
wow.
spot. Thank you,
that's
Lita.
Dope. That's dope.
And then
That's
she was
dope.
like, do you want to ask me anything else? And around that time, I didn't want to ask her anything wrestling related. Because one, she's at Comic-Con. That's all she's talking about all day.
Right.
I understand as a woman, like, sometimes we need a different conversation to kind of position our day.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just like, hey, I know you're vegan. Like, what type of makeup can I use to be healthier and, you know, take care of my skin? And she legit, like, was like, well, this brand and this brand is good. Try it out. And ever since then, Dallas followed me on Twitter. I hit him up every once in a while when I need advice, and when he gets a chance, he responds. And he's become like a really good mentor in my life.
Oh my goodness! Can we get a Dom DeMarco? Can we get a Ric Flair? Can we get a round of applause? Shout out to Diamond Dallas Page.
Thank you. Thank you for putting up with me. Like, I know I'm all over the place sometimes.
Listen, the more the merrier. You've met me. That's 95% of the story over here. 99.9% of the story.
You go, boy.
This is one of the many hats that I wear. So, but that's an amazing story. And but other than DDP. Who else did you really like from that era in WCW? Let's keep it there before we cross over to the other brands.
Obviously Goldberg. I still have the original Goldberg. You remember the ones that you could like punch and they grunt and make a sound?
Yeah.
I still have mine.
Nice.
Sometimes I sleep with him still. Listen, that is the most comfortable neck pillow. When I had my tonsils taken out in '96, he was a homie with me through surgery. Like
Bill Goldberg held you down.
He held me down.
There we go.
Because I was scared.
You love to see it.
I was scared. I was 6. I was petrified. And Sting has always been
the GOAT.
Yeah,
the GOAT.
Sting, Nash.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Scott Hall.
Oh yeah. Rest in peace to the homie. Rest
Yeah.
in peace to the homie.
Those have been always my top. Of course, there's always the legends. You have Ric Flair and stuff like that, but I didn't
get that woo real quick. Let me get that woo real quick as always. Go ahead.
And with Rick, he came over to the WWE, so I was just like, oh, that's just Rick.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just the same gimmick. This man is rich. Like, he gets his name dropped in rap songs.
Of
like,
course.
How can you compete with this man?
Doing songs with Migos, just out here.
He is the coolest dude I've ever seen in the music videos.
Oh, big facts. I got a Sting story and I got a Ric Flair story before we continue on that. So when I met Sting, I'm
jealous, by the way.
What'd you say?
Jealous.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's all Comic-Con. Like, so just keep going to Comic-Con. Like, they show up every year. But no, so I took a sick day when I was still teaching. It was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling too good. Gonna stay home. No, I'm going to Comic-Con to meet Sting. Like, you freaking kidding me? I had the full get up. I had the mask. I had the trench coat. I had this belt actually. Yes, this belt.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes, I had the gloves, everything. And he was. I went right to his booth. The line wasn't really too crazy because it was a Thursday. It wasn't a Friday or Saturday, which is the big rush. So
Thursday's the sauce.
Thursday, yes. Thursday was super light. So I go up and meet him. When he sees me, when he makes eye contact with me, because I had my mask up, he was like, "Nice outfit, nice outfit." He's like, "You got the gloves? Got the coat?" He felt my coat.
And he was checking you out.
Yeah, he was feeling the get up. He's feeling the look. I'll definitely have the picture on here on TikTok. But no, I remember asking him because again I'm a huge Sting fan and a huge Bret Hart fan. So I asked him, Sting, who did the sharpshooter or Scorpion Deathlock first? You or Bret? He was just like, well, Bret's older, so so Bret was around a little bit before I got into it because Sting was a bodybuilder before he got into wrestling over on the West Coast. And he was tag team partners with the Ultimate Warrior first. That's how he broke in. So he's like, yeah, Bret probably did it first. And then he told me where he picked it up. He's like, I picked it up, not even here from the States. He picked it up from Japan.
Yeah, that's usually the best moves.
Yeah,
definitely come from Japan.
Like a lot of wrestlers, especially in that era, they went over to Japan, really did some real training, cut their teeth, got their name solidified, and picked up a lot of their moves before they came over to the States and whatnot. So, he told me that story, and, we bonded. And he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. So, so we both, we both connected.
A Giants fan? Let me
Yeah.
just put that out
It's
there.
okay. I look past that before bringing you on.
Oh, okay.
Get a savage, please.
That's fighting words. Let's take off this hat real quick, this headset. Just
Please
the
don't.
whole match, the whole rest of the podcast.
Don't diamond cutter me through the table, please. I don't have the wrestling skills. I'm a lover, not a fighter. All right, so, but no, Sting was super cool. And with Ric Flair, by the way, like the video, subscribe to the channel. With Ric Flair, his son was wrestling at my prep school in like a wrestling tournament. And I was leaving, and then a buddy of mine, rest in peace to Ryan Armstrong, I was leaving, getting ready to hop the bus to go home. He's like, yo, bro, Ric Flair's in the gym. I'm like, woo, like Ric Flair? He's like, yeah, bro, he's here. So we ran over to the computer lab. We printed out a picture of the Four Horsemen from like back in the day. And then we ran over to the gym. He was super cool and polite. He was like, all right, I'm here to see my son. But he's like, all right, cool. He did the autograph, dapped me up. And as I'm leaving, I'm just yelling out, woo, woo. He was cool about it. But Slick Rick, they were cool. I love when they're super accessible. They're not Hollywood. I understand. Don't rush them in the airport when they're just took a red eye from a SmackDown or a live show to go to another live show. But I was able to catch them at nice moments. So
it was like a happy day for him. He's watching his kid wrestle.
For sure.
That's something that he wants to see, that
Absolutely.
legacy, I get it.
Absolutely. So that was dope. So shout out to Diamond Dallas Page, shout out to Ric Flair, shout out to Sting, the GOATs, shout out to Lita, Hall of Famers, icons, GOATs. Nothing but the best of the best here at the U-Goboy Podcast live from Bravery Studios.
boy.
We got Marv on the boards. You can't see him. You can never see him because there's not a Marv camera, but there will be at some point. But yes, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going here. So aside from WCW, now let's shift over to the WWE. Now you mentioned promos. What goes into a good promo? Because you said you studied some of the best: Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. I'm biased toward like CM Punk. Like he's like that's my guy on the stick with the promos, a more recent guy. But in terms of promos, what goes into a good wrestling promo?
With a good promo, you really have to feel whatever the story is. You have to really kind of encompass yourself as your character, the storyline, and also staying true to your gimmick. So those are the things for me that I've learned. And you really have to use a lot of acting skills to, really grab a crowd's attention. It's not easy grabbing a mic and speaking in front of people. I just had a live event this past weekend, and we had a Karen at a live show playing Candy Crush. We thought she was recording, but I got hit on the outside, and then I kind of saw, and this chick is just scrolling through, and I'm just like, what do you come outside for? To say you were in public for attendance? Like, you're in your phone. Go back home.
Give me a savage for that. There we go.
Savage.
So that, completely irritated me, but since I was a heel, right?
Did you play off of it?
I did.
Oh, there we go.
I used it.
Nice.
She told me to shut the hell up. So, I was doing something right.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But it's really, you have to just stay true to your character and stay true to the message you're trying to deliver. It's like building a comedy set. It has to make sense. It has to flow. And if you're trying to do a couple of jokes, the punches have to be tight. So I think that's where comedy falls in too, because The Rock for me was jabroni, and all of those magical moments that we saw as kids.
Yes, all that.
So I just have taken little bits and pieces from there and just learned from it and have found a way to just make it my own.
Nice. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We've got Ivy Roman here at the U-Goboy Podcast, live from Bravery Studios. Episode 15 coming at you. So, all right, let's shift to stand-up comedy because, before I got into music, before I got into podcasting, before I got into producer life, back in college, I did do some stand-up comedy. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You did not?
I did. That was my first time, really putting myself out there. And what's funny is I don't do it anymore. Because come on, I only got one head. Like there's only so many hats you can wear.
I mean, I'm definitely maxed out too.
Yes,
so
as you know.
I can't add anything else in my life.
Yeah, I've reached capacity. I think what I remember from I just remember stand-up being fun to do, but when people ask me like, what's easier in terms of like, performing music live or recording a podcast live or doing stand-up, I'm just like, not matter what's easier, what's harder. At least in my opinion, I think stand-up comedy is far more difficult.
Hands down.
So what goes? We mentioned about a good promo. What goes into a good stand-up set or a good routine or a tight 15 or a half-hour set or an hour set? What goes into a good stand-up routine?
I mean, you got to really speak about what you know. You can't sit here and try to be funny and think something might hit. I mean, it's your joke. So what I like to do is I like to pull real scenarios out of my life.
Nice.
And like my damage is like, it's just that. I'm just making fun of my trauma at this point. That's all I'm doing.
Self-deprecation, like the best way.
And I'm laying it down for the ones that mess me over as well. So it's more of you got to figure out what type of comedian you want to be, because there's different types. You have clean comedy, you have the raunchy, you have the PG that's kind of sort of in between. For me, it's really based on I know the area of the crowd that I'm going to be at. If I know the type of venue that I'm going to be at, then I know if I could be a little bit raunchier or if I have to tighten it up for whatever reason. They've asked me to do comedy at a church. So, like, that's
interesting.
That's clean comedy.
That has to be clean.
I got to read the Bible for this.
Yeah.
Like, I got to be like, taking MTA is like waiting for the 2 pairs of animals to get in the ark before the flood came. Like, it has to be all this. So, it's more of just really getting into your quality of your talent. And even if it doesn't hit, just learning how to polish that up. Because during the pandemic, I wrote an entire Netflix special.
Nice.
It's an entire hour. So all my sets, I just pull from there because in the future, it's going to come together.
Oh, yeah. Give me some round of applause there for Ivy Roman, the one and only.
I'm like a broke Kim K. Legit. Like, I be tagging her mother in my reels, trying to get discovered. And
leave Kris Jenner alone. Leave
I'm trying to be an employee. I'm trying to get paid. So my friends like you could come with.
Okay, all right.
I mean, come on, man. I mean,
works.
that's why I tag her.
Yeah, that works. It's for the homies.
She should check her DMs.
Yes, she should. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. John Cena actually followed me. He follows me on Twitter, which is pretty cool.
Yeah? That's dope.
That's my claim
So
to fame.
I have a story about John Cena.
Yeah, please.
Not him in particular, but
please.
what John Cena means to me personally.
Go for it.
So my nephew passed away at 10 years old in a house fire. Around this time, I was training. I was starting everything. John Cena literally was his favorite. We have pictures of him doing the You Can't See Me. And every time I see John Cena buy a ring, it ignites a joy that I got with my nephew, and it's a beautiful reminder. So whenever I see him back on TV, I really don't care for his movies. I'm sorry.
Not even the show Peacemaker. Have you watched the show?
Peacemaker's actually really good.
Really funny.
No, Peacemaker's really good.
Funny.
It's really good.
I actually really enjoy it.
It's just for me, it's a little harder because watching him was with my nephew.
Right.
So I really can't have too much John Cena on my screen.
Gotcha. Triggered easily. Gotcha.
Because we trying to heal and move forward and not go back.
Of course.
But Cena, I'm sorry. I do love your movies, but my bad, but that's how I feel.
It's all good. I'm sure he appreciates it.
I'm honest. That's the end of the day. But I love the fact that no matter what he has gone through, he has just tried his best to just be who he is.
Yeah.
And honest about that. And I love him. I love him because my nephew loved him.
Aw. Shout out to John Cena, Doctor of Thugonomics. Take it all the way back. Oh, man. So let's shift gears here. Let's get into the podcast world, because you're also a podcaster. You host your own podcast, the Healing with Ivy Roman.
Yeah, I need a studio because this is dope, man. I be doing so much
Shout out to
work.
Bravery Studios!
I be doing so much work in my little studio apartment in Queens. Y'all don't understand the struggles I go through with my tech half of the time.
Listen. If this studio did not exist, I would be on the hunt and on the prowl for something at least similar to it, because I was going to, before I started this U-Goboy Podcast, live from Bravery Studios. Before I started it, I was gonna do it out in my bedroom. I was gonna trap out the trap house, right out the hood, right out the bedroom with the Marvin and DC posters. I was like webcam and everything. I was gonna take it back.
Stop it! I have a webcam.
It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Nothing against the webcam. Nothing against people that trap out the trap house. Listen, however you get it, you get it. You see what I'm saying? But I was fortunate. Shout out to Danash, my homegirl from Under Review podcast. She invited me on a couple times here, and I found the space. I met Marv, and it just made sense. You know what I mean? To again do everything in house, have the professional setup, the look, the cameras. And again, since I have a background in journalism and editing or whatnot, I can add the extra stuff. And then when you meet people who can do your logo, like Dan DiCarlo and Eddie Heartthrob, who put it
your
together.
logo.
Thank you.
Dope.
Shout out to Dan DiCarlo, Eddie Heartthrob, who put together my lovely logo. And this font, I love showing this off. That font is actually Marvel font. That's like,
oh, really?
Marvel actually, they actually have their own font. So,
I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah. The more you know, with the star and everything.
The more you know. Season 3 kicks off next month. Let me see what I can do in a week.
He has the sound effect. Shout out to Marv. But the look was important. The look was important. But you have your own podcast, which is really dope. How many episodes are you up to?
So right now we're on season 3.
Nice.
Season 3 is about to launch at the end of this month.
Lovely.
And it's just from my own healing journey, the traumas that I've been through, the epiphanies, and I bring on guests that have relatable stories or just are eager to share their story.
Lovely.
Period.
Lovely.
And we rock it out. And, it's like you come onto the healing pod. Definitely stole that from Love is Blind.
Can I get a savage for that, please? Savage. And a Yahtzee. Please, a Yahtzee. But,
I mean, when you're on a budget.
Get it how you get it, girl.
I'm saying I broke Kim K over here.
That's got to be on a shirt now. Like I need the merch.
I'm telling you.
I need the merch, man, for real.
I always tell my husband randomly, I'm like, you know what? If if The Rock and Kevin Hart had a baby, it would be me. Because
I love it.
It would be me. And obviously, it'll be whoever's carrying the fetus, right?
It's some biological, scientific things.
It's just, I've had the privilege and honor to work for the Samoan family in WXW C4
Nice.
at Allentown. I love that family. Like, I would, if they told me they were in the city and they needed me off the bat, I'll be there.
Nice.
And I just came to a point. I was like, yo, people need to share their story. People need to hear a perspective from a patient, because you have all these therapists coming out with their podcasts and creating some type of residual for themselves. And, like, Healing with Ivy, I could care less if it makes it. It's literally a free tool to help people move forward in their life.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's segue into that, because mental health is very important. It's very important here on the U-Goboy Podcast, but it's very important on your platform as well. So in terms of mental health, when did you decide that your show and your cause, your mission statement, that your code was going to be that you were going to push that narrative? When did you make that decision? So
when I was working during the pandemic, I was on the front line at an urgent care. So I had saw so much, worked myself to the ground, 180 hours a week. Unfortunately, I got hurt at work, which led to a concussion and amnesia. And I had to literally rediscover myself. I had to figure out who I was again. I had to figure out my timelines in my own life. I had forgotten that my nephew had passed away. So I had to relive some grief for, two relatives. And, I came to a point where I was just like, wait a minute, I haven't been operating as me. I've been operating as different versions of me to fit with my environment, and that's not me. So the first episode of season 1 is killing the avatar. Like, I literally break down, like, I was this way with my family, but I was this way with my friends. And the parallels of the pressure of society overall, and wanting to be accepted, wanting to be heard and seen, and not to be, and for someone that grew up in an environment where I wasn't seen, I was very isolated, all I had was my imagination. So that's where my creativity comes from. It's literally my inner child at its full peak.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. Listen, just for the record, I've been recording videos on a webcam since like 99. Everybody, like, just, for the record.
I love it. I love it.
For the record.
Give me some Ric Flairs. Give me like 10 Ric Flairs, please.
Like, I'm in my early 30s and people be like, you're in your early 30s. I'm like, that's right. It's finally hitting. I manifested this for my life, y'all.
God, it'd be like that. Let me get some Dom DeMarcos. Some Dom DeMarcos, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. No, that's such a big part of it, man. It's funny. People ask me, like, in terms of like you're because I'm a creative and you're a creative, and Marv's a creative off camera. Created this freaking studio that we're in from lovely Garfield, New Jersey. It's like. My parents, since like I was a nerd, proud of it, don't shy from it at all.
You was?
No, I still am.
I still am too. I
grew up a nerd. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
You don't grow out of nerddom. Like you are what you are. I embrace it.
Nah, me too.
For sure. So it's like, and one of the gifts of good grades, aside from having Nigerian parents and being afraid of getting hit, was I got to watch as much TV as I wanted. And I had 3 parents, really. I had my mom, my dad, and the TV set. That was the third parent that raised me. So in terms of wrestling and movies and cartoons and documentaries and TV shows and sitcoms, like, it allowed me to basically just go to another world, just sitting in front of it for hours. So people just say that the dumbest thing in the world I've ever heard is like, oh, TV is going to rot your brain. TV makes you dumb or whatever. I'm just like...
It's my muse.
It's my muse. Like, you see it firsthand. Like, so many ideas for songs, ideas for jokes, ideas for podcast episodes, ideas for questions, for guests. It came from TV. It still comes from TV. Like, I was streaming Boardwalk Empire before I got here.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows. So it's like, I don't subscribe to that at all. Like, were you the same? Were you in front of the TV a lot growing up? Or?
Yeah, so... Growing up, before, my dad had 2 separate marriages outside of, the 3 originals.
Yeah, Papa was rolling stuff.
We Puerto Rican. It happens. So
get a savage there. That's a savage.
It happens. Sorry, Dad. It's the truth. Anyway. I mean, since I was the baby of the family, all I had was TV. So same. So growing up, if we're going like real little... My boy Steve from Blue's Clues, and then
we
Dora.
We just figured out Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
We just figured out Blue's. Let me get a couple Dom DeMarcos for that. Like 3 Dom DeMarcos, please. Shout out to Steve.
I want to meet Steve. I heard he lives in Brooklyn.
They had it's crazy. So I think I was on TikTok recently. I'm on there all the time because the show's on TikTok. But it's like they had like a mini reunion episode on Blue's Clues. They had like everybody that's ever hosted. They had like a crossover episode. So it was like
you
Steve.
gotta send me that.
I gotta find it. It was Steve, like the new guy.
It was
like,
Joe.
Joe was on there.
Yeah, Joe was the second one.
Yeah.
And then the guy that I don't know who he is because I don't got kids.
They were all there. They were just gangs all here. So that was
Blue Skidoo, we can too.
Exactly. Mr. Salt, Mrs. Pepper, like the whole gang's all here. Gang's all here. So but that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Blue's Clues.
Yo, would you cosplay with me as Salt and Pepper from Blue's Clues? That would be mad fun.
If I'm gonna cosplay, I only cosplayed Twice. Oh, look at Marv.
Do it.
I gotta cosplay as I'm a wrestling nut, so I'm only gonna cosplay as either a wrestler or a comic book themed. I don't think I could cosplay as Mr. Salt.
Listen, I think you should. I think you should. It would be hilarious. We could be Steve. We could just have the green stripes.
That'd be something. Black Steve.
You be the new guy.
Yeah.
The new guy.
Black Lives Matter Steve. Totally. Yeah, for sure.
And then the new Salt and Pepper are like, they're not French. They speak Spanish.
Yeah. We're the non-gentrified Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. We're not Russian.
It's a minorities only.
Yeah,
minorities
exactly.
only club.
Only here at the U-Goboy Podcast. Only.
You go, boy.
I love it. So let's keep it going. My screen locked, so there we go. All right. We still have time. So social media. Let's talk about social media because it's the double-edged sword. It's the necessary monster, the necessary evil. I think when people talk about social media, it's weird because it's like they're slaves to their phones, they're slaves to their likes, they're slaves. I was watching Chris Rock's new stand-up. Well, I'd seen him in person.
Oh, I saw it too.
Selective Outrage.
Yeah.
Which was
yeah.
Shout out to Chris Rock. It was actually really good. I saw him. I'd seen the routine already. I saw him at Radio City a few months back.
Okay.
And basically, for those who don't know, comedians, they work on the same bit, especially if they're going to do a Netflix special or a Hulu special or whatever. So it was the same set, minus the Will Smith jokes, which were crazy. but no, he mentioned that basically people, especially Americans in Western society, were slaves to attention.
Yeah.
And slaves to likes and shares and views and so
I
forth.
signed that on Instagram that night. Once he said that, I was like, oh, shoot.
I feel triggered. I feel attacked.
Listen, Chris Rock and Will growing up for me are like my fathers on TV. So like when both of your daddies start fighting, that killed me. I was like, I take the daddy that still kept working because that was boss. That was boss.
He went to work the very next day. He called it. He said it.
If that was me, it would have been on site.
I wouldn't slap a Puerto Rican I wouldn't slap. Forget live on stage. I wouldn't slap a Puerto Rican off stage.
Did you see Marlon Wayne's stand up?
No, the God Loved Me or whatever.
God Loves Me. Yeah, you should.
I haven't seen it yet. Is it on HBO Max?
Yeah,
I think?
it is. Right. Yeah,
I'll check it out.
He killed it.
Nice. They need to make another White Chicks. Like I'm mad. Like that movie made like 100 million like worldwide. I'm like, why did they do another one? Like, it was funny.
It's funny because the Waynes have always been my inspiration.
True.
Like keeping my joy.
That's true.
I just from WB.
Yep.
My age.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're sick. We're gonna
give me a high five.
All right, cut. Good.
Beautiful guys.
Dynamite. But WB. People are gonna watch this and be like, WB. It's the CW.
It's the CW now.
Like WB with Michigan J. Frog is the W Like.
Oh my God. The flashbacks are real right now.
Big facts. But no, I mean, with my real question with social media, how do you feel the pressure of having a social media presence? Do you feel the pressure? How do you look at it? Do you look at it as the elephant in the room? Do you look at it as the necessary evil? Are you afraid of it? Are you annoyed by it? Like,
it's a tool.
You look at it as a tool?
It's a tool. And with all tools, you sometimes need a break. So I will take my breaks, and if it messes with my profile views or something like that, I really don't care, because at the end of the day, I know that I'm talented, and I know that people are looking at my stuff and they enjoy it, because I get the DMs that say, yo, that video actually made my day, thank you so much. Or, yo, I just heard episode such and such, and I really needed to hear that type of advice, appreciate it. Like little things like that matter to me more than the likes. I mean, not everybody's gonna like you, so what's the point of being like on your phone to your face? I mean, I have my moments where I get the scrolling, but I get the scrolling for inspiration. I'm like, all right, what are other people doing, and what can I do that's different that will stand out? So it's kind of the same thing like with watching TV. Like, I think of watching TV as an activity to brainstorm, not an activity to kind of dumb down. So, you know, I'll follow my analytics, I'll check on it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I know that I do wear many hats, and I'm not going to be able to hit everyone every single day. So I just branch it by 2 a week. Like, I just had a wrestling show this past Saturday. I have my comedy show this Sunday. It's all about, you know, being organized, managing your time. And there's content creators that reach out to me like, hey, how do you throw up 5 videos in like 3 minutes? And like, you got to really spend time just creating and not worrying about getting it on the platform right away. Like, work on your editing, work on your craft, work on your niche, your message, whatever it is. And then after it's done, put your phone down and enjoy what's in front of you.
Oh, can I get a round of applause for that? Can I get like 5 Dom DeMarcos? Give me 5 of them. Cinco. I love it. We got Ivy Roman, girl power in the building. You're the first female guest on the You-Goboy Podcast.
Oh my God, I feel so special.
Round of applause for that. Ladies' night is ladies' night. Oh man, no, this has been a joy. This has been a joy. We still got time. We're gonna hit one more, and then we're gonna end with some rapid fire, brought to you by some various sponsors. But one more. So, quick question. You were gonna say something? Sorry, you want to?
No, I was smiling. I love rapid fire. I just think about cracking jokes when you say rapid fire.
It's gonna get spicy. It's gonna be a spicy meatball.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be spicy.
Then.
It always does. You mentioned about modeling. You mentioned about modeling before. Now, I'm glad you're the first lady on here because I get to finally ask this question to a lady on the show. That won't get offended. And you got thick skin. You're a comedian. You can't be a comic and not have thick skin.
Yeah, definitely.
So I love that I can ask this question. So, do you feel the pressures of not being a size 2? Or not being basically what is like the image that's like pressed upon, you have to look like a Kardashian, you have to look like A, B, or C, and if you don't have this figure or have this look or have this size this or this size that you're not quote unquote beautiful. Like the pressures of basically looking to the image that's pressed upon, you know, women in general. How do you attack that as an influencer, as a person, very talented individual who wears many hats? How do you combat that?
You know, it's crazy because the one person that has ignited inspiration for me to be healthy is Khloe Kardashian. I really don't give 2 Fs if she's gotten surgery in the past. You got money, you unhappy, do what you gotta do, girl. Like, it's not my business. But she did do it naturally in the beginning of her process. And, you know, it is the pressure of family that comes from not being a particular size. For me, really not modeling, because what you see is what you get. You're not only going to get a model, you're getting an actress, you're getting a comedian, you're getting an athlete. I have so much to bring to the table. And if my size in my dress or my jeans is not to your liking or what you need, then no harm, no foul. That gig wasn't for me. But at the end of the day, you know, I do see a lot of women, you know, struggle with, you know, being that Kim K or, you know, being that Jenner or whatever the case. And it is depleting, like mentally what women go through, because I've gone through my spirals, right, of, you know, body image. I used to be 315 pounds during the pandemic. I've lost over 161 pounds. When I was in wrestling, I was fit, but then when I stopped and the whole world stopped and was helping the community, your girl just ate and worked and didn't do anything. I didn't do much. The gym wasn't open. So that affected my mental health a lot because the gym is the place where I dump it. So to be a size 2 is not realistic because women come in so many different shapes and sizes, and it's beautiful. No matter if it's a size 2 or a size 20, you are gorgeous. You can do whatever you want. It's like you said earlier, like Lizzo set the bar. I'm glad someone did, and especially a minority. I'm proud of that, because at the end of the day, I may look like Casper. I'm a Latina. Like, my blood bleeds red, white, and blue, the Puerto Rican flag, all day.
Good facts, good facts, good facts. You like 10 Dom DeMarcos. We're going to set the Dom DeMarco record on episode 15. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it.
Yeah.
You'll love to see it.
It's just easier to be oneself than it is to set expectations for the world.
Love it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Only here on the U-Goboy Podcast. We can slide one more before we get to rapid
go,
fire.
boy.
Of course. Live from Bravery Studios. Got Marvin Perdomo on the boards, as always. So, I mean, who have you seen and recently watched? Because you watch other comics, I'm guessing, as a comedian. For me, I saw Godfrey on my birthday last year, and I was in tears. I was in tears. He's Nigerian, one of the most underrated comedians ever, period. I've been following him since I was in college. So yeah, Godfrey and Chris Rock are the last two that I saw. But and Godfrey, I saw him at the Comedy Cellar, so I was like sitting as close as I am to you. That's how close I was.
Oh, that's dope.
He was super cool. He was so funny. I was in tears. He's talking about bodega cats. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to reenact the joke because it's gonna suck for me. But I
love him because he talks about that, and then I talk about the perverts in the bodega. So I feel like there's gonna be one day where it's gonna happen. He's just gonna come on my podcast, and we're just gonna exchange bits just randomly across.
He does a lot of that on his podcast.
I know he does. I know he does. He can invite me as a guest or come on mine.
Thanks. Hey, Godfrey, hope you're listening. You need to have Ivy Roman on. You need to have me on. 100%.
We're a combination.
We're a combo. I can do the Nigerian voice too. I can do it. I like jollof rice. I'm glad to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
I can do it, but I look like Casper.
But I don't.
And I'm not going to do it.
You're the funny man. The Nigerians are so exaggerated. That's the thing. Like they'll be talking about the weather, but they're kind of like Puerto Ricans. They talk with their hands a lot.
I love Nigerians. So growing up, my neighbors were Nigerian.
Love it. That's why we vibe. And
we used to do summer camping on the fire escape in the Bronx, and their window was like right next to mine on the fire escape. And my mom and their mom would lay out blankets on the fire, and we would literally sleep outside in the hood.
Love it.
This is how you know this is when the Bronx used to be safe.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, it's getting kind of gentrified now, but parts aren't. Parts are pretty.
Listen, the West Side is always gonna be the West Side, baby, because I'm from the West Side. Ain't nothing changing.
BX in the building. Fat Joe is about to walk through the door now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna wrap here. With some rapid fire. This episode of Rapid Fire is brought to you by the Healing with Ivy podcast. Streaming now on all digital platforms, wherever you get your podcasts. And we have the host, Ivy Roman, in the hot seat, doing all that good stuff for Rapid Fire. So it's kind of like 21 questions. Rest in peace to James Lipton, as always. Some of these questions are from inside the actor's studio. They're kind of inspired, but I always tailor it to the guests. So let's have fun. Rapid Fire. Let's ride. All right. So what is your favorite word?
Actually.
Nice. What is your least favorite word?
No.
Where's my camera? I'll be like that. In your group of friends, are you the one that always shows up late, or are you the one that everyone brings their problems to?
I'm the one that they bring their problems to, for sure.
Where's my camera? I'm just looking at it like, yeah, that's typically how it goes on the show.
Legit.
Biggest pet peeve?
Oh, repeating myself.
Nice.
But I do it in my sets.
I mean, you're doing them constantly, so that's not too surprising. It's okay. I'll allow it. Worst fear?
Dying on an airplane.
Okay. It just got dark. Favorite comedy movie and favorite comedy TV show or sitcom? So it's two-part answer.
Oh, man. So, The Police Academy.
Which one? Because there was like 15 of them.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 2 is my favorite.
Shout out to Steve Gutenberg. He's somewhere. I think he's from Jersey.
Miss Pat is actually my favorite series.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Miss Pat. Like she's someone else that I study. I'm like, she'll bring out my raunchy side. I'm like, I need to hang out with this woman.
Taking it back. I love the scope.
Her season just got renewed. I'm excited.
Keep it going. Keep it going. You should cameo on there. All right. Favorite song?
Favorite song? Wow.
You can go all time or right now to make it easy.
Right now, I'm Good. The remix to no, I'm Good. I'm Blue. The remix, the EDM remix.
I'm blue.
Yeah, that's my go-to to like get hyped at the gym lately.
That's like my brother's all-time favorite song. It's hilarious. All right. I love asking Latina people this question.
Oh God, hold on, let me take a sip. Go.
You're gonna have to take a sip because it's about to get real. All right. Bad Bunny or Daddy Yankee?
Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. I mean, listen, I love Daddy Yankee from my childhood, but ain't nobody doing it like Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, mami. Titi me pregunté, ya tú sabes.
Yeah, Yahtzee for that.
Yahtzee.
Only on the U-Goboy Podcast. Live from Bravery Studios. All right. Favorite snack?
Ooh, chocolate.
Chocolate anything? Chocolate anything? Is anything chocolate?
Hershey's.
Ooh.
Yeah,
all right.
almonds. Yeah.
All right. Cookies and cream for me. But,
Okay.
all right, it's up there.
It's up there. Okay.
All right. Why do Puerto Ricans talk with their hands?
Because we never know when we're gonna fight.
Where's my camera?
It's true. It's really true.
Here we are. So aggressive. I love it. Boricua. All right. Dream comedian to go on tour with.
That's honestly, I say Marlon Wayans.
Nice. We're brothers.
Yeah.
We're happy. And
I only say that is because I recently discovered, because I watched his most recent stand-up on HBO, God Loves Me, Sunday night. I dead rewatched it the next morning.
Nice.
Like, I was so surprised that the fact that I'm like, yo, I've really looked up to this dude my whole life without realizing it, because I don't put people on mantles. I treat everyone at a human level. Like, I don't care your stardom. It means jack squat to me. You ain't paying my bills, papa, so I don't care. I don't care.
That Latina comes out real quick. You guys see that? You guys see that at home?
Real quick.
I love it. Rapido. All right. Celebrity crush growing up.
Oh, shit. It's really weird, but it was Val Venus.
From WWE? Hello, ladies. The big Valboski? Really?
It's just something with a man wet in a towel that does it for me, y'all.
I just love that his, like, first of all, his theme song was like the crazy saxophone from like Triple X movies. He kind of let himself go. I saw him recently at a Comic-Con, so I don't think. It'd be a no.
I did join his live once, and
Nice.
we had a dope conversation.
That's good.
He gave me great advice.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Did you tell him that?
No, I wasn't telling him that. It wasn't. I mean, he gonna know now, right?
Hello, ladies.
He's gonna be like, oh, how old is she? Early 30s? Yeah, mommy.
Your finishing move can't be the money shot. That's not gonna fly in 2023.
It's not.
WWE was wild. Vince McMahon was wild back in the day.
I mean, a part of me misses it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel deprived.
They're publicly traded now, so that's not gonna happen. All right. And last but not least, what is one job you think you would be good at if you weren't wearing all the hats that you wear now? Like, what job you think you'd be good at?
Interior design.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Styling and emphasizing. She's styling.
I'm definitely a fashionista, and
what gave it away? Was it the hat?
Was it the hat? Was it the bling?
Was it the scarf? Was it the bling?
Yeah, I really just love decorating a space that meets functionality and needs for people. I grew up with not a lot, but I had a decent upbringing. And when you work hard and you are building your house or you're remodeling, that is the fruit of your labor. Like, you really have to trust somebody with that. My cousin is in interior design. She's done a few Bob to the Rescue seasons actually.
Nice.
And it's something that I know I can do, but I don't like math. And I don't like to measure. I measure my meals, not the wall. I'm 5'3". I can't reach the ceiling. The only heights I do is the top rope, and that's it. Anything higher than that, that's it. I'm crying. I'm scared. That's why I'm never going bungee jumping.
That was rapid fire.
You said rapid, so I just gave you everything.
I love it. I'm here for it. That's. You played the hot seat very well,
Yahtzee.
As always. So we're going to wrap here. This was a blast. Can I get a round of applause for our lovely guest? So plug your stuff, all your social media handles and so forth, websites, merch, whatever. Plug your stuff, and then I'll wrap things up.
You can follow me
That's
at
your camera
Healing with Ivy. All together, lowercase, on every single platform. And if you want to find me on any other websites, YouTube, click the link on my Instagram and it'll take you right to it.
Yahtzee. And me, as always, U-Goboy88 on TikTok, IG,
You go, boy.
Facebook. That's all the handles. U-Goboy.com. As always, get a bomb for that. It's looking good. And of course, stream U-Goboy music. My most recent video, All the Time, just hit 20,000 views on YouTube. And the other songs we got out, Jonah the Great, Juice vs. Sauce, 5-Star Dancer, Bruce Wayne Money, Ezoku, that's Ebo, by the way. And of course, All the Time, streaming on all digital platforms as YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. Shout out to the Bass Podcast. Shout out to the merch. Grab yourself some merch.
You go, boy.
And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Bravery Studios for holding your boy down as always. And we're going to wrap like this. That's the belt. That's the other belt. That's Ivy Roman. I'm U-Goboy. Thanks for watching. Yahtzee.
Top 10, top 5 of who the best is. Money straight, my fam straight. I'm joint straight, that's Texas. Angel wings on a Lambo. Praise the Lord, that's a blessing. Bentley truck like Lex Luger. Yeah, nigga, I'm flexing. Richard Sherman, I back it up. And your mama, I stack it up. Hey, Poppy, yo, Gotti. Swear to God, I rack it up. Still Jersey, that's all day.
You go, boy.
Yahtzee.